Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a story that has taken fans of 90 Day Fiancé by storm. If you've been following the journey of Jovi Dufren and Yara Zaya, you know that their relationship has always been one of the most talked about on the show. From their very first appearance on 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days to their time on Happily Ever After, these two brought a mix of romance, drama, and culture clash that kept people glued to their screens. But now, things have taken a dramatic turn. After years of ups and downs, Jovi and Yara are officially divorced. And in this video, we're going to break down exactly what happened, why it happened, and what it means for both of them moving forward. So grab a snack, because this is going to be a deep dive into one of reality TV's most dramatic breakups. When Jovi and Yara first met, their chemistry was undeniable. Jovi, the fun-loving guy from New Orleans, worked in underwater robotics, a job that often kept him away from home. Yara, the glamorous and outspoken woman from Ukraine, wasn't afraid to speak her mind. At first, their relationship seemed like a whirlwind romance. They met through a travel app, quickly fell in love, and within a short time, Yara was on her way to the United States. But even from the start, their relationship was far from smooth sailing. Cultural differences, lifestyle clashes, and family tensions often overshadowed their love story. Still, the two managed to make it down the aisle and eventually welcomed their daughter, Mila, into the world. For many fans, their story felt like a fairy tale mixed with chaos. They had undeniable love, but they also had explosive arguments. Jovi's love of partying and nightlife clashed heavily with Yara's desire for stability and family life. On top of that, being a new mom in a foreign country added stress to Yara's world, and Jovi didn't always seem ready to adjust his lifestyle. Yet, time after time, they somehow found a way to compromise. Viewers hoped that despite all their differences, they would be able to make things work. However, behind the cameras, things were reportedly even more complicated. Sources close to the couple revealed that arguments were a daily occurrence. Yara often felt unsupported, especially when Jovi's work kept him away for long stretches of time. And when he was home, she claimed he often prioritized going out over spending time with the family. Jovi, on the other hand, felt that Yara was too controlling, too demanding, and never satisfied with the life they had built together in Louisiana. These issues slowly eroded the trust and patience in their marriage. Another major factor that came into play was the pressure of fame. Being on reality television brought them both attention, money-making opportunities, and a platform. But it also came with constant judgment and criticism. Yara in particular faced intense scrutiny online, from her appearance to her parenting style. While she tried to use her platform to build her own fashion and beauty business, the negativity sometimes overwhelmed her. Jovi didn't always step in to defend her publicly, which created another layer of resentment between them. The final straw reportedly came earlier this year. Friends say that Jovi and Yara had been living essentially separate lives under the same roof for months. While they still appeared together at events and on social media, insiders claim it was more for appearances than genuine happiness. Arguments about whether to expand their family, whether to move to a new city, and how to balance their careers and parenting roles created constant tension. At some point, both realized that the love they once had was buried under years of unresolved conflict. So, after months of speculation, it has now been confirmed. Jovi and Yara are officially divorced. The legal papers were filed and finalized recently, and while the exact details of their settlement are private, we do know that custody arrangements for their daughter were the top priority. Sources suggest that Yara will have primary custody of Mila, with Jovi receiving visitation rights and joint decision-making in major aspects of her life. Both have expressed that their daughter's happiness is the most important thing, even if they could not make their marriage work. Reactions to the divorce have been mixed among fans. Some say they saw it coming from a mile away. After all, Jovi and Yara's relationship was always volatile. Others are heartbroken, pointing out that despite the drama, the two shared genuine love and memorable moments that touched viewers around the world. Many fans are also concerned about how Yara will manage raising her daughter as a single mom while balancing her career. At the same time, some hope that this might give Jovi the chance to grow and focus on being the best father he can be. What's next for both of them? Well, Yara is reportedly throwing herself into her business ventures. She has been building a brand around fashion, beauty, and lifestyle content, and the divorce may give her even more independence to focus on herself and her daughter. On the other hand, Jovi may continue his career in offshore robotics, but fans are curious if he'll return to the dating scene soon. It's hard to imagine Jovi single after all this time, but knowing his personality, it wouldn't be surprising if he spotted out and about in New Orleans again. The big question now is whether we'll see their story continue on reality TV. 90 Day Fiancé has a history of documenting divorces and life after separation. It wouldn't be shocking if producers approached Jovi and Yara to appear in a future spin-off about co-parenting and rebuilding their lives. If they agree, it might be the chance for fans to see how they navigate life apart, especially with a young child in the picture. In the end, Jovi and Yara's divorce serves as another reminder of how challenging cross-cultural marriages can be, especially under the public eye of reality television. Love brought them together, but differences in lifestyle, priorities, and expectations ultimately drove them apart. While it's always sad to see a family break apart, sometimes separation is the healthier option for everyone involved. Even though the divorce is now official, the story is far from over. If you've spent any time online recently, you've probably seen that social media has exploded with reactions to Jovi and Yara's split. Instagram fan pages, Reddit threads, TikTok clips, and even podcasts dedicated to 90 Day Fiancé have been dissecting every single detail. Some people are firmly on Yara's side, saying she did everything she could to hold the marriage together while balancing motherhood and her business. Others argue that Jovi was simply being himself from the start and that Yara knew exactly what kind of lifestyle he lived before she married him. This split has definitely divided the fan base. Many fans are expressing sympathy for their daughter, Mila, who has been a big part of Jovi and Yara's storyline since birth. Comment sections are filled with concern about how the breakup will affect her, with some viewers saying they hope the couple keeps her life as private as possible moving forward. Others worry that being raised in the spotlight will create additional challenges, especially if Jovi and Yara continue to appear on future reality TV projects. Interestingly, Jovi hasn't stayed completely silent online. While he hasn't given a full interview yet, he's dropped hints on Instagram stories and subtle posts suggesting that he feels misunderstood. Some of his messages seem to imply that Yara was never truly happy in New Orleans and that she always had one foot out the door. Meanwhile, Yara has been more direct, using her platform to thank fans for their support and focusing on promoting her brand. She's been seen spending time with friends, traveling, and posting motivational messages about moving forward and creating a better life for herself and her daughter. The ripple effect of their breakup has also reached the broader 90 Day Fiancé community. Former cast members have chimed in with their own opinions. Some who know Jovi and Yara personally have expressed sadness, while others have hinted that they're not surprised. It's a reminder that these relationships don't just live on our TV screens. They exist in a very real, interconnected community where other couples are watching and learning from each other's experiences. Now, what does the future hold for each of them individually? For Yara, this could be a new beginning. She's ambitious, business-minded, and has a loyal fan following. The divorce may allow her to lean into her independence even more, possibly expanding her business ventures or even launching new projects outside of the 90 Day Fiancé world. Fans have already speculated that she could write a book about her experiences, start a podcast, or even appear on other reality shows that focus on strong, independent women. As for Jovi, his path seems a little less clear. While he's always had a solid career offshore, reality TV gave him another platform, one that he may or may not want to keep using. Some fans think he'll fade back into a more private life, focusing on work and fatherhood. Others predict that he'll continue to show up on TLC screens, possibly in spin-offs that highlight his life as a single dad, or even in dating shows if he decides to put himself back out there. There's also the question of whether or not this divorce will actually stick. In the world of reality television, nothing is ever truly final until years have passed. Some couples have divorced, only to reconcile later and shock everyone. Could Jovi and Yara eventually work things out? It's hard to say. Their relationship has always been passionate, and sometimes couples like that go through breakups before finding their way back together. But for now, both seem firm in their decision, and neither appears interested in rekindling the romance anytime soon. Another aspect to consider is how TLC and the 90 Day Fiancé producers will handle this storyline. Divorce is dramatic, and drama drives ratings. Don't be surprised if the network offers Jovi and Yara another contract, this time focusing on life after separation. The franchise thrives on showing viewers not just the happy beginnings, but also the messy endings. And given how popular Jovi and Yara are with fans, it would make perfect sense for TLC to keep their story alive in some capacity. For fans who grew attached to the couple, this divorce might feel like the end of an era. Jovi and Yara were one of the rare pairs that felt both chaotic and genuine, giving us a love story that was never boring. They reminded viewers that real relationships are messy, especially when culture, distance, and lifestyle differences are in play. Their ups and downs were relatable in many ways, and that's why so many people are invested in their story even now. At the same time, it's important to remember that behind the cameras and drama, these are real people dealing with a real breakup. Divorce is painful, even when it's the right decision. For Jovi and Yara, the focus now seems to be on healing, co-parenting, and moving forward as individuals. Whether you're Team Jovi, Team Yara, or just someone who watched their journey unfold, one thing is certain: their story isn't one we'll forget anytime soon. And that brings us to the heart of it. Love, marriage, and family are complicated. Sometimes, despite all the effort, things just don't work out. What matters now is how they handle the next chapter, both for themselves and for their daughter. Fans will continue to watch, speculate, and support in their own ways. And as new updates come out, you can be sure this isn't the last we'll hear about Jovi and Yara. So that's where things stand right now. Jovi and Yara Zaya are officially divorced, and the world is watching to see what happens next. Whether you're sad, relieved, or shocked, there's no denying that their breakup marks a big moment in 90 Day Fiancé history. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more updates on your favorite reality TV couples, make sure to like this video, hit subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And of course, I'd love to hear from you. What do you think Jovi and Yara's future looks like? Will they ever reconcile? Or is this truly the end of the road? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. Even though Jovi and Yara's divorce has shocked many fans, this moment also gives us a chance to reflect on the bigger picture. Reality TV relationships often get condensed into dramatic episodes, but behind every scene are real challenges that couples face every day. And Jovi and Yara's journey has been a reminder of just how complicated love can be when you're blending cultures, lifestyles, and expectations under the pressure of cameras. One of the key lessons from their story is that love alone isn't always enough. From the start, their chemistry was undeniable, but their personalities and goals often clashed. Jovi's carefree, party-loving lifestyle clashed with Yara's desire for stability and family. While opposites can attract, they don't always sustain a long-term marriage, especially when compromise becomes one-sided. This is a lesson many other 90 Day Fiancé couples, and even viewers in their own relationships, can relate to. Another lesson comes from how the two handled the spotlight. Fame added a new layer of pressure to their marriage. Yara, especially, received waves of online criticism about everything from her accent to her appearance. Instead of support, she often felt judged by both fans and Jovi. That lack of public unity may have chipped away at the foundation of their relationship. It's a reminder that external pressure can magnify internal issues, especially when couples aren't fully aligned in how they handle public perception. When we compare their story to other couples from the 90 Day Fiancé universe, we can see similar patterns. Take, for example, couples who also struggled with cultural differences, long-distance lifestyles, or disagreements about family planning. Some survived, some didn't. Jovi and Yara's split isn't an isolated case. It's part of a larger pattern where the reality of day-to-day life often outweighs the fairy tale beginning. Fans may remember how other popular pairs also went through messy breakups, and how those stories continued to evolve on TV long after the paperwork was signed. But what makes Jovi and Yara unique is the way they balance love with constant conflict in such a public way. Their fans became invested not only in their romance, but also in their fights, their reconciliations, and their family milestones. That kind of transparency created a bond between the couple and their audience. Now, even though they're divorced, fans feel a sense of loss, as if a chapter of their own lives has ended too. Looking forward, this divorce may change the way both of them interact with their audience. Yara might use her platform to inspire other women going through similar struggles, showing that independence, resilience, and starting over are possible. Jovi, on the other hand, may need time to figure out what kind of voice he wants to have now that he's no longer part of one of the show's most famous couples. Whether he embraces the single dad image, focuses on his career, or eventually re-enters the dating scene on TV, his future path will be fascinating to watch. For the 90-Day Fiancé franchise, this split also raises new possibilities. Producers thrive on real drama, and Jovi and Yara's divorce could easily spark spin-offs, special episodes, or reunion tell-alls. Imagine a life after divorce series that follows multiple couples as they navigate separation and co-parenting. Given how popular Jovi and Yara are, it wouldn't be surprising if TLC builds future content around their story. But for now, the focus seems to be on healing. Both have made it clear, either directly or through their actions, that their daughter comes first. And while the end of their marriage is sad, there's also hope in knowing that both Jovi and Yara are determined to give her the best life possible. Sometimes, two people can love each other deeply, but still not be the right fit as partners. Recognizing that and choosing to part ways may be the healthiest decision they could make. So as fans, what can we take away from all this? Perhaps it's that relationships, especially those under the spotlight, are far more complex than they appear on screen. It's easy to pick sides, to root for drama, or to criticize decisions from the outside. But at the end of the day, Jovi and Yara's divorce is a human story, a reminder that even in the world of reality TV, real hearts are on the line. And that brings us to the close of this story, for now at least. Jovi and Yara's journey may have ended in divorce, but their impact on the 90-Day Fiancé universe will continue for years to come. Fans will remember their laughs, their fights, their struggles, and their love story that, while imperfect, was undeniably captivating. Whether or not they return to TV, their legacy in the franchise is secure. So, as we wrap up, I want to ask you one last time, how do you feel about Jovi and Yara's divorce? Do you think it was inevitable, or do you think they could have made it work with more effort? And more importantly, do you think we'll see them on TV again, or is this truly the end of their chapter in the spotlight? Drop your thoughts below, and let's keep this conversation alive. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video with more deep dives into the stories that keep us hooked. Even though the divorce is now finalized, the story of Jovi and Yara doesn't just stop there. Divorce is never the end. It's the beginning of a completely new chapter, and for these two, that chapter is already sparking new conversations. For Jovi, the emotional aftermath is likely hitting in waves. Throughout their time on 90-Day Fiancé, he was often painted as the carefree, fun-loving guy who didn't take things too seriously. But the truth is, divorce changes you. Friends close to him have hinted that, for the first time, he's been forced to reflect on his choices and how they shaped the marriage. The late nights, the partying, the resistance to change, these might have seemed harmless at first, but they added up over time. Now, without Yara by his side, Jovi is learning what it means to redefine himself not as a husband, but as a single father. For Yara, the emotions are just as complex. On the surface, she looks strong, focused, and independent. Her social media presence radiates confidence and positivity. But behind closed doors, there's no doubt she's feeling the weight of this transition. Moving to a new country, starting a family, and then facing divorce all within a few short years would take a toll on anyone. And yet, what sets Yara apart is her resilience. She has always been determined to carve out her own path, and now, that determination is clearer than ever. Naturally, fans are already buzzing about what comes next in their personal lives. Will Jovi start dating again? Will Yara eventually open her heart to someone new? In the world of reality TV, nothing stays private for long, and it wouldn't be surprising if rumors about new partners begin surfacing soon. Some fans believe Yara might step away from romance altogether for a while, focusing solely on raising Mila and growing her brand. Others think Jovi, given his outgoing personality, may be the first to step back into the dating scene. But whether these speculations turn out to be true or not, one thing is certain: the public will be watching closely. What's particularly fascinating about Jovi and Yara's divorce is how much it resonates beyond the world of 90 Day Fiancé. Many viewers see parts of themselves in their struggles. Maybe it's the tension between wanting adventure and craving stability, or the challenges of balancing work with family life. Their story reflects real-life relationship hurdles that couples everywhere face, whether they're in the spotlight or not. And in that sense, their breakup has become more than just entertainment. It's a cautionary tale, and in some ways, even an inspiration. For couples watching at home, the lesson might be that communication and compromise are essential, but so is knowing when to walk away. Jovi and Yara tried for years to make their differences work, but sometimes love just isn't enough to hold everything together. By choosing divorce, they may have given themselves the chance to grow as individuals and perhaps even find happiness elsewhere. That takes courage, and it's something fans are quietly respecting, even if they're sad about the outcome. Meanwhile, the franchise itself continues to thrive on stories exactly like this. Breakups, divorces, reconciliations. This is what makes 90 Day Fiancé one of the most addictive reality shows on TV. And while fans will miss seeing Jovi and Yara as a couple, there's little doubt that TLC will find a way to keep them involved. Whether it's co-parenting specials, spin-offs, or reunion episodes, their journey is far from off-screen. And if they do come back, the dynamic will be even more interesting now that they're no longer together. The divorce also adds to the long list of couples from the franchise who didn't make it in the long run. It raises questions. How much does the pressure of cameras contribute to these breakups? Do the constant arguments we see on TV reflect reality? Or do they accelerate the cracks in relationships that might otherwise survive? These are debates fans have been having for years, and Jovi and Yara's split only fuels that conversation further. Still, there's something undeniably human about watching them navigate this. We've seen their highs, their lows, and now their ending. And while it's tempting to reduce it to drama, it's also a reminder that real people are at the center of it all. People who loved, fought, struggled, and ultimately decided to part ways. As we follow what comes next, one thing is clear. This isn't the end of Jovi and Yara's story. It's just the end of one chapter. The next chapter will be about self-discovery, co-parenting, and building new lives outside of the marriage that once defined them. And whether you love them, rooted against them, or just watched in fascination, you can't deny that they've left a lasting mark on reality television. So maybe that's the real legacy of Jovi and Yara. Not just as a couple who married and divorced on 90 Day Fiancé, but as two individuals whose journey made us reflect on love, compromise, and the courage it takes to start over. And with that, we close this extended look at their story. But remember, life after divorce is unpredictable. And with Jovi and Yara, unpredictability has always been the one thing we could count on. So, what do you think about Jovi and Yara's divorce? Did you see it coming? Or are you shocked that it finally happened? And do you think either of them will return to the 90 Day Fiancé franchise? Or is this truly the end of their reality TV chapter? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on your favorite reality TV stars. Until next time, take care and stay tuned for more.